When most operators decide to open up a dispensary, they think, hey, it's cannabis, it's so popular it sells itself, right? Well, in some instances, yes, and in others, no. And it's critical to remember that you still need to manage your business towards success. So while dispensaries in general have experienced an increase in revenues over the past few years, some are still falling short and have opportunities to increase their profits by analyzing their POS data or their point of sales data. So in this video, we're going to review some popular POS analytics systems and explain how to properly leverage that data in your cannabis dispensary to improve your financial performance. And I'm going to review 3 analyses, including an inventory aging report, a bud tender sales report, and a product bundling report. Now, if you need help with optimizing your cannabis dispensary to generate more profits, then please schedule a consultation with our team by visiting our website at greengrowcpas.com or give us a call at 800-674-9050. Let's jump right in. Now, we're going to start with some basics. So what's the purpose of analyzing your POS data? Well, reason number 1 is you need to measure how the business is actually performing. So by analyzing the data, operators can recognize the increase or decrease in sales based on specific factors. It's better to know than to assume or guess why things are the way they are. And with analytics, they can explore how separate product groups or different brands are performing. Now, this is extremely helpful for operators, and they can determine trends for multi-location operations and clearly understand which product lines are most popular for each customer base with extreme accuracy. Again, there is no guesstimating. And further, data reporting can also help you pinpoint these root causes and bottlenecks and help you make better decisions going forward. Next, reason number 2 is to improve the financial health of your dispensary. Now, with your analysis complete, you can now decide what changes to make in your business strategy. For example, an operator can run a sales report by hour, also referred to as a day part sales report. And in this scenario, maybe the manager sees an opportunity to adjust labor deployment during the first 3 hours of operation because customer count was down by 50% and wait times are significantly less than average. So they cut labor costs by having only 1 employee open in the morning versus 2. Now that's a tangible action driven by data and not by feelings or intuition. And I get it, this example may seem very obvious for some operators, but you can take your business from good to great by removing all the guesswork through the use of data analytics tools. So what are cannabis data analytics tools? Well, these tools allow you to plug in your raw POS data and run specific analyses. And essentially, they crunch the numbers and output these nice graphs and tables and charts for you to help understand the data better. And some popular data tools include Growius, Focus, and Tableau. And there are many different things to consider when purchasing data analytics software for your dispensary, including their ad hoc reporting capabilities, industry benchmarking, visual display of the data, and of course, cost. And you may be thinking, hey, my POS software comes with analytics. Do I need something bigger and better? Well, we recommend checking with your current POS software's capabilities before looking outside of your existing technology stack. Now, you can often customize the built-in dashboard templates to help keep a pulse on your shop's daily, weekly, or monthly sales performance. But if you're looking to take that next step and have a deep and nuanced understanding of your business, then consider upgrading to a data analytics software suite such as Growius. Now, what about Microsoft Excel? Can you use that in place of an analytics system? Now, while Microsoft Excel can handle lots of data, it doesn't really manipulate or process big data very well. And it's best used for simple reports like daily sales mix or day part sales, but to do these dynamic, multivariable breakdowns of your data, you're likely going to need something with expanded capabilities. And look, I'm not hating on Excel. We love it. We use it every day, but know that it can only take you so far, and when you may reach those upper limits sooner rather than later. And all that effort put into building out these nice spreadsheets could be focused on building real-time data dashboards for the stakeholders of your cannabis business, including the operators and even your investors. Next, let's make this tangible by demonstrating how we work with Growius to build customized dashboards for our clients. This example shows a series of 3 reports we created for a cannabis dispensary client who recently enrolled in our outsourced CFO service. And my goal with this example is to show opportunities and how you can change your business behaviors to cut costs and increase your revenue. Analysis number 1 is going to be an inventory aging report. So what is that? Well, an inventory aging report provides a record of the inventory on hand and the amount of time it's been sitting in stock. Seems quite simple enough. Now, many operators utilize this report to identify less popular merchandise among their consumers and which brands or product types actually sell slower throughout the business. And with data analytics tools, you can break it down by all the different types of categories that you may have, such as flour, and maybe by each brand or each strain, or apparel by item type, or maybe even your pre-rolls, maybe your flour only, your infused ones, or even divided by the pack size. The possibilities are endless in how you want to look at this report. And if you set it up properly, it can even break down the extra cost associated with the storage and maintenance of that aged inventory. And as you know, since most products sold in retail locations are organic matter, you have a relatively short shelf life, so it's critical to maintain fresh, quality products, so this report can be incredibly useful for helping with that. Now, how do you use an inventory aging report? And as I said with this report, dispensary operators can identify products, product lines, and even brands moving slower than average through the business. And to release this aged inventory, operators may decide to offer a targeted promotion to get that inventory out before it becomes dead stock. And further, the managers can, communicate with the internal product team to share the customer feedback as well as the buying patterns, which can guide them through future inventory choices. Now, it's obvious to see that by making more analytical inventory purchases, operators can reduce inventory costs by eliminating brands and product lines that sit on the shelves and bring in less revenue. The second analysis is the bud tender sales report, and this provides a very flexible view of the dispensary depending on what the operator is actually tracking. But with this report, you can track metrics by bud tender, including average transaction size, average number of transactions per working hour, repeat customer interaction outcomes, average profitability, and so much more. And this allows you to compare bud tenders to each other, which can draw out a huge set of insights. So how can you concretely use the bud tender sales report to increase your revenue? Well, I'm going to give you 3 ways. And the first is to track the average transaction size and profitability by bud tender. And when you look at this, you may find that Michelle has a much larger than average transaction size, but the profitability is low because she upsells the budget brands instead of the high-end products. Now, reminding her to start off with upselling the more expensive products and working her way down the ranks that help increase her transaction profitability. Now, beyond that, we recommend observing all of your bud tenders with the highest metrics to better understand their sales practices and their interactions with clients. And operators can learn which employees excel at upselling and bundling products, and then use their techniques and improve their sales training scripts for the new employees as well as for the existing employees. A second example is to track transaction service times. And with transaction or process reporting, operators can dissect the customer journey by employee. Now, this data allows the operator to view the length of time it takes for check-ins as well as bud tenders to start, process, and complete each transaction. And you may notice that particular bud tenders are the slowest, or that some parts of your standard operating procedures are cumbersome and lead to increased wait times. For example, you may identify training gaps with the POS system, or lack of product knowledge, or a bud tender's individual comfort level with customer interaction. Lastly, a third way to use a bud tender sales report is repeat customer analysis. And this is a creative idea and way to use bud tender data and can measure second or repeat customer visits after a specific bud tender interaction. As you know, clients can become supporters for life, or they can head to the next shop down the street because the bud tenders are more knowledgeable or simply just nicer and more pleasant to be around. And this analysis can be a little bit more difficult to track in real time, but can be helpful for operators to know which bud tenders their customers are connecting with, and if customer return rates vary based on who they last interacted with. And finally, analysis number 3 is a product bundling frequency report. And essentially, this report helps operators learn which products sell well together and can help increase your revenue. For example, you may find that 12% of people that purchase flour also purchase rolling papers, and of those, 50% buy a lighter. Now yes, I know this is an example that is very basic, but the principle is there. So what can managers do with this information? Well, you can train your employees to offer rolling papers and a lighter with every flour purchase as part of your sales scripting strategy. And another simple solution is to automate this cross-sell opportunity with a pop-up on your POS system suggesting items for bud tenders to offer before they complete their checkout. Remember, offers and bundles are a numbers game. There will always be a certain percentage of people that will say yes. You just need to ask enough people. Now, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope that it's brought you some value and understanding around the power of analyzing your cannabis POS data. Now, if you need help with this or anything else related to the financial performance of your cannabis business, then please schedule a free consultation with our team by visiting our website at greengrowcpas.com or give us a call at 800-674-9050. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.